when the nation begins to see the handwriting on the wall, when judgment becomes so evident in this nation, they're not going to be turning to prosperity preachers. They're not going to be talking to those who said all is well. When the finger appears and handwriting is on the wall, and I see that finger appearing right now, the finger is already here. And when that finger begins to write judgment and everybody knows it's beginning to happen, there had better be some Daniels around who can read the times. There had better be some praying people, not only in the pulpit but in the pew, who know what God is doing, who are not afraid, who have the answer. Because everybody's going to be like Nebuchadnezzar. They're going to have doubts. They're going to have fears. There will be churches all over the United States and around the world when people get upright in the middle of the service. I'll tell you, how many skits do you think are going to be when the handwriting comes? How many jokesters in the pulpit? How much straw is going to be preached and given and fed to the people? When the people are losing everything they have, many are going to be losing their houses and their lands and their possessions. And they're going to get up right in the middle of the message and say, Pastor, what's happening? What's going on? You didn't tell us. You didn't warn us. Well, I get tired of warning. Yes, I get tired of the word doomsday preacher. I get weary of it, yes, in my flesh. But there's something in my heart. I know that when the handwriting comes on the wall, it's going to be just like Nebuchadnezzar. Who has the answer? Who understands the times? Who can dissolve my doubts? We had better be there. We had better be men and women of God on our knees. He turned to his astrologer. He said, "You're stalling. You don't have the answer." And I see that stalling in the pulpit today because men have lost touch with God. I thank God for the praying preachers, but they're so few. Like the man I told you about, Pastor, 1,200 people asked me and my wife out for dinner. And his wife said, "We asked you out because my husband has a confession." She said, "Honey, you better tell him, or I'll tell him." I thought it was going to be adultery. And he blurted out, he said, "Pastor Dave," he said, he said, "I have to acknowledge, your preaching got a hold of me." He said, "I have not prayed in 1 year. I've not prayed in 1 year." Successful pastor, people, church growing, and because there were certain people coming who wanted to hear what he had to say because there was no power in it to convict them.